Hello guys and welcome to another episode of Surviving with Steve. So last episode I was working on the terrain here in the base and I said I would be working on the mob switch today. So that's what I'll do. But first of all, for the ones that don't know what a mob switch is, it basically it stops mob spawning from a certain type based on filling the mob cap. So to achieve so, for example, hostile mobs, that's what I'll be doing. You can see that I have the mob cap here. It's at 73, but it's actually 70. So you can see it's now at 70. And when it's 70, no mobs should spawn. We went a bit higher because a mob probably despawned and an attempt occurred and was successful. And as there's spec spawning, more mobs spawned, making so that the mob cap would go over 70. But if I fly up here, you'll see that the mob cap will drop considerably until I reach 0. And that happens because all the mobs that spawned underground have now despawned. But then the point of the mob switch is to make that mob cap always filled. Even if I'm flying here, it'll be filled. And to do so, I'll need to go behind here. Because if I go close to this area here, there's a trapdoor, I'll drop down here. This is really old tiers where I used to trade redstone, and you can see that I traded with those clerics a few times. I would trade rotten flash, the price it was 1 rotten flash by 1 emerald, but it was a temporary discount, that's why it's now at 7. But I would trade rotten flash and buy redstone dust. Those ones are just for buying redstone dust. And I designed this pretty nice room in my opinion, but here I have all the things I'll need to make a mob switch. The zombie and the villagers. So I'll need to make a breeder, I'll make a minimum breeder, I'll just throw carrots to the villagers so they can breed, and then I'll trade with the babies, convert them into zombie villagers, and those zombie villagers cannot despawn, and they'll count to the mob cap. If you name a mob with a name tag, it won't count to the mob cap. So that's why you need some special mobs like zombie villagers, made from villagers that you trade with, or shulkers. So in order for it to work, I need to chunk load it, because then it will work anywhere in the world. So I'm right now at the spawn chunks, so I think it is about here that I have, there is the border. So I'll need to make a contraption that is able to push the villagers from this chunk to the other one. So I'll make the breeder and start to work with the contraption, and then I come back to show the progress. So I've built the breeder here, it's just some beds and a couple of trapdoors in order for the babies to fall down when inside, because they will try to pathfind to the beds. So now I just need to bring the villagers inside, which shouldn't be a lot of work since they are very close. Here from the inside you can see a bit better, so the villagers will stay where I am, and at night the babies will try to pathfind to the bed and fall down the hole. When they are down here, I just need to put some water and send them to where I want. I'll make a sorter to sort out the babies and the adults, but that's pretty much it. So right here you can see the design I'm using. I'll just put the villagers in minecarts, and then they'll go back and forth, going through a chunk to another. Right here I have a lever, and I added some note blocks to make a sound when it's turned on and turned off, so I can know what operation I did, because right now it's open, but at some point it'll be a bit harder to get to behind here. Down here there's a portal loader, so here it is. The point is to align the items to cause as less lag as possible, so the items are shot in the leaves and shot through the portal. And right here there's a hole that I've already dug out to take the villagers in. So I now have all the villagers in place. I just need to throw carrots at them. I have quite a few that I got from my nano crop farm. So then I just throw, they breed, and the babies will fall in the hole at night or even before that. But here I have the sorter. Found this on the internet a while ago. I'll leave the link of the video in the description because it's quite a good design. And here is the system that I'm using to get a villager at a time. So press the button, a villager come in, the zombie kills it, and it turns into a zombie villager. Then I just put a minecart and send him to the mob switch. And here is the mob switch. I had to add a roof because as I didn't have terrain above the mob switch yet, I could strike the villagers and kill them. So now I'll just work a bit here to try to fill up the mob switch. Then I come back once I have a bit more progress. So I've made some progress, but not really. As you can see, I got quite a few villagers. It's Halloween, by the way, that's why they have pumpkins in their heads. But the thing is, if I fly over him, you'll see that the mob cap will slowly decrease, and you can see that's now at 0. But I should have about 40 now. So the problem is that as they are inside minecarts, they don't count to the mob cap. So all of this work up to now was useless. So I changed the design. You can see down there I'm using pistons now, so I just have to push them inside the holes, and as you can see, if I remove this repeater, the pistons will change sides, meaning that the mob switch is turned on or off. The chunk bar is in the very middle, and here you can see the observers and with some powered rails that I had to add in order to update the pistons, so I wouldn't have to make any timings. So I'm back here again because the whole operation didn't go well. All the villagers that I had, I forgot to trade with those, so once I took them out of the minecart, they despawned, so I just had to get it all from the beginning again. So as you can see, I just have 5 here, but now it is working. They now don't despawn because I trade with them, and now the mob cap is at 5, as you can see, because they are all in the right position. I'm just being very careful here for them not to pick up any items. If they do pick up an item, it'll be the same as a name tag, and they wouldn't count to the mob cap. So down here you can see that I've changed things a bit. I removed the rails and changed the button for a lever, so I just need to flick it very fast in order to minimize the possibilities of 2 villagers going through. And here just trade with the villager once, then switch the lever in the floor, zombie will kill the villager, then I can turn it off, place minecart, try to put the villager inside. It's a bit tricky. The zombie ended up going through. That's not good. It happened a couple of times, so then I have to turn off this lever as fast as I can. Didn't work. There's one should stop as well, so I'll just take it back and then I come back once he's at position again. So I'm back here with the zombie now, and I already sent the villager. I forgot to start recording, but he should be there, as you can see. Now I need to go very quickly here, get very close, break the minecart, then he falls down, and then I need to carefully break all the blocks I need. Place the trapdoor facing this one to continue with the pattern. I cannot place them very close, otherwise they will pick up. So if I do like that, the chances are much bigger that they will be able to pick up the item. So then I just add 2 more trapdoors, and then I can send the next one. So now I'll continue with the process until I'm done, and then I come back because I still need to make the nether side. So I'm back here because I've done everything wrong again. So the problem now is that they are in the wrong chunk. So the way they are right now, I cannot turn off the mob switch. So then if I fly over here, you'll see that the mob cap starts to drop down and will stay at 23, as you can see. It's at 23. And then if I go here, turn it off, theoretically, they're all in the other chunk now. if I fly up, you'll see that it is still at 23, and that's a huge problem. Not being able to turn it off, as I wouldn't be able to use any mob farms, and that'll be a bit complicated. Definitely not what I want. So in order to fix this, I'll need to move the farm a chunk, because the spawn chunks on this chunk that I am right now, it can process redstone but not entities, but all the entities that are inside it count to the mob cap, so it's a bit weird, but that's how it works, and that's what I need to do. I don't even know if I'll keep the villagers or not, because it would be quite a complicated task to move them a chunk, but I'll try my best here. But this is taking way too long. It's not a hard thing, it's just because I've committed way too many mistakes. I should have watched a couple of videos before doing it, but I tried to do it on my own. It'll be working then, but definitely taking more time than I was expecting. So I've now finished moving the mob switch and as well getting all the villagers in place. So right now it is working perfectly. It's in the right position, all the villagers. So if I turn it off, they'll move to the other side. As you can see right here, they changed sides, but I'll leave it on probably 90% of the time, even more. I'll just turn it off when I have to use a mob farm. So now that I have the mob switch, I can walk in the forest without the fear of finding a creeper. So now just to show the mob switch properly working, as I move, as the mobs get out of my render distance, you can see that here in the industrial area there are no hostile mobs. So if I press F3, you'll see that the mob cap is at 70, and that's just enough to prevent any mob spawning. I've made some progress in the nether as well. I'm getting faster with the process. I just throw some carrots to the villagers right now. Some get stuck there, but I think it's because I'm really close. So the path find within 36 blocks from the player. So if I were a bit further away, they would probably just not get stuck. And here I just have to throw the villager once. So same process, turn the lever on, just hide a bit here so the zombie didn't focus on me. Then I'll start killing the villager, 3 hits, display the minecart, and just touch the zombie villager and it gets inside. It's pretty weird behavior, but that's how it works. Don't know why. Now that I've learned this, makes my life way easier, because now I cannot get the zombie by accident. And here I just need to be careful not to stay in the way. So if I stay here, the villager will collide to my hitbox and die from fall damage. So now if I go to the other side, I had to add this hopper in order for the minecart not to drop into the portal and the villager accidentally taking it. But now I just need to get it on the rails. Yes, I'll be good. And then once it gets all the way there, I'll automatically fall into this hole where I have 36 now actually. The one entity more is the minecart, so you can see it's 36. And now without the minecart, you can see from any angle that's 36. You may be asking why it's so far away from the portal, and the reason is pretty simple, because of my wither skeleton farm. The farm is about that direction, and it's quite close to this portal, so putting the villagers as far away from the farm is a good alternative, as I'll be able to use a render distance higher than 12, and by doing so I reduce lag as well. So just a reminder, if you pretend on making a mob switch, it won't work for mobs like pillager portals, raids, phantoms, and pigmen that spawns inside portals. So this is basically it. It won't affect those, but it should prevent any other type of mob spawn. So I'm now done with all the mob switches. So if I go down here to the nether side, you'll be able that I changed a bit the portal loader to make it a bit more reliable. It's a bit different, as you can see. I push the ice down when I need to make the item align perfectly. And now you can see how it looks with all the 70 zombie villagers. So now it should be safe in the nether, no mobs should spawn. So just to show here how it actually looks. So if I fly over the wither skeleton farm, you'll see there are no wither skeletons spawning. If I go a bit further away here, you'll see that it is completely empty. That's quite nice to be able to fly in the nether without facing any guests or any other mob, really. So you can see the mob cap is always full. The only problem that might happen is if you are in the nether, then you log out and log in again. The chunks will load and it'll take some time for the portal loader to activate again. So a few mobs should spawn, but nothing to worry about. It should work as long as the portal loader works. So I'm here and then just to say goodbye to the video. It's over and to apologize because I've lost the entire audio of the video, so I had to record it all again. So I hope you enjoyed the video and hope to see you in the next one that I'll be working on the gold farm to make it even faster. So goodbye.